data types, integer, floating point, character, string, Boolean. I know they're important in programming, but what do they actually mean? And why do they all use different amount of memory? Let's find out together. Hello everyone and welcome to our video. Today we'll be exploring the topic of data types. We'll explain the characteristic of integer, floating point, character, and Boolean data type and see how each one stores information in computer memory. Before we discuss each data type, let's first understand what the data type actually is. A data type tells the computer what kind of information is being stored, such as whole numbers, decimal numbers, characters, or logical values. Data types are important because computers cannot automatically tell the difference between different kind of data. For example, the number 1234, the decimal number 12.34, and the text code 1234 may look similar to us, but they might be stored and processed differently. Each data type also requires a different amount of memory. By defining the correct data type, the computer can allocate the right amount of memory, making programs more efficient and reducing wasted storage. In addition, different data types support different operations. For example, integers can be added together, while strings are usually joined together instead of added mathematically. Now that we understand what data types are and why they are important, let's begin by looking at the first data type, which is integer.
Next, I will explain the integer data type. An integer is a whole number that does not contain any decimal point or fractional part. In other words, it represents complete number only. Integer can be positive number, negative number, or even zero. They are one of the most common data type used in programming. For example, the number 988 minus 357 and 48 are all valid integer because they are complete number without any decimal point or symbol. On the other hand, some values are not considered integer. For example, 1827 is invalid because it contains a comma. The value of minus 17.35 is invalid because it has a decimal point, which make it a floating point number instead of an integer. The value of 48 is also invalid because it contains a currency symbol. An integer should be only consist of a digit and if necessary, a plus or minus sign. Besides the normal decimal format, integer can also be written in different number system in programming. For example, hexadecimal number begin with 0x, such as 0x2348, while octal number usually begin with a leading zero, such as 032. These alternative formats are commonly used in computer science, especially in programming. In conclusion, the integer data type is essential because it stores a whole number efficiently and is widely used in calculation. Thank you.
Next is the floating point data type. It is used to store real numbers with decimal or fractional values, such as 12.58, 357.13, and 0.058. Unlike integers, the decimal point can move, allowing a wider range of values to be represented. Most computers use the IEEE 754 standard to store floating point numbers accurately. The next data type is character. A character stores only a single letter, digit, symbol, blank space, or control character, and is always included in single quotation marks. Examples include quotation A, quotation C, and a quotation alias. Characters are encoded using standards such as ASCII, which use 8 bits, and Unicode, which uses 16 bits, allowing computers to present text from many different languages.
The fourth data type is Boolean, named after mathematician George Boole. Unlike other data types, Boolean can only store one of two possible values, which is true or false, also written as 1 or 0. It is commonly used in condition and logical expression. For example, we can use relational operators like equal to or not equal to, and logical operators like and, or, and not to produce a Boolean result. As shown in the pseudocode here, if a person age is 55 or above, the program prints retired. Otherwise, it prints go back to work. That's the power of Boolean. It controls the flow of a program based on true or false conditions.